Well, it's been almost a year since I last recorded a video showing how to connect a Supabase database to your Replit project instead of using the Replit database. There are lots of reasons somebody might do this. We won't dive into all of those, but let's go ahead and take a look at how things have changed since then. Do a new project here together. That way you'll be fully up to speed with your Replit and Supabase connection early 2026. If you haven't already, go ahead, like and follow so you don't miss any of the videos on this channel. And we're going to go ahead and dive right in. What I have here is a little project we're going to build. It's a PRD for a little dashboard app that you can upload a bunch of CSV files and do analysis on them. We're going to build that real quick. Let's just go ahead. I'm getting this from prd.opt.ai. I had a couple changes made to it. You can chat with the PRD here and have it update things, which I did here. We're going to copy this and go to Replit and paste it in. We're going to say, please build this, and then change this from web app to start from scratch. This is going to make it easier for us to get the Replit and Supabase connection set up. Let's give it a little bit more instruction here. We're going to say, please build this. Do not use the Replit Auth or Replit database or Replit AI connection. I'll provide a Supabase connection string and keys for the database and Auth, and I will provide an API key for the AI connection when needed. Now it might ignore some of this. Replit likes to ignore that and we have to go push back, but this is a good place to start, especially when you use the start from scratch. Next up, while that's running, let's go ahead and set up a fresh Supabase project for this. We're going to do that here in Supabase. You get one free project. I've used that up a long time ago, so we'll pay for this one. But even a project like this is $10 a month and isn't bad for learning what you're doing here. We'll name it Test Project Demo Data Analysis Tool. We'll leave it here. Now we want to get a password for this. You can just use the generate password, but you do need this password for a future step. Go ahead and copy that and put it in a text document like this. We're going to use that password in just a little bit. Go ahead and enable automatic RLS for a little extra security and create a new project. Now this may take a moment to create, so we'll come right back. Now that is created, go ahead and copy the project URL here so you have it and the publishable API key. So we'll have that there as well so that we don't have to chase them down later. And if we go back over to Replit, it's going to ask us for this information. It wants the Supabase URL, the anon key, and the service role key. I'm going to let it build in this fashion. Generally, we end up also needing the database connection string, which is why we save that password. Let's go ahead and see what we get here and let it go through its flow. We'll construct that URL if we need it. Now that our project is created, and we have everything here, we're going to go to project settings, the API keys, and go to legacy and get our anon key. Let's go ahead and label that. We're going to get this service role key as well and copy that. There we are. Now let's go put those in Replit. So we need the anon key right here. And we need the service role key right here. We need Supabase URL here. We will tell that continue. While Replit is building this, we are going to go over here and prepare that URL. We might not need it for this project, but generally we do. And we would definitely need it if we end up migrating this project somewhere else. So while we have everything handy, let's construct that URL. We're going to go right here to connect. We're going to go to ORMs, change this to Drizzle, and then we want to use this shared connection pooler URL because this will work with most internet connections and most hosting platforms. So we've got the database URL right here, and we will put that up here under the password. You'll notice that it has this right here. You're not able to go back in and see your password again, which is why you save it when you're creating it. You can go in and change it. If you failed to save this, you can go in and change the password. It's faster if you just plan ahead for that password. right here. Now we have the database URL connection string if and when we need that. Now for our AI API key, we're going to go to platform.claude.com, sign up if you aren't already a user here. And then we go to API keys and we create a key. I recommend you create a key for each project. So you click here and you name it and it gives you a key, which you can then copy. You can delete and disable, but you cannot copy the key again. So make sure you copy it down. And I have that key right here. So this is the key we'll be using. We can see here that Replit is cooking away. It's creating everything it thinks it needs here. So we will let that run just a little bit longer and start working with this application, putting in any additional keys, testing it, things like that. We can see here it's trying to connect directly and it's having trouble. So that's why we will send this message. It says, I can provide a direct Postgres URL in secrets. That's because it's not able to connect properly with just the keys that it has. That's why we created this URL. We're going to give it this. And right here, it gave it a different name. It really does not matter what this is called. It looks like now database URL, since the last video, is now reserved by Replit, which is fine. We're going to put that in here. And we've copied this string without the quotes that we put our password into. That's what we've put here. And we're going to make sure that's pasted in and tell it continue. Now that the schema is applied successfully, we're going to go back over here and check. If we go to the table editor, we will see that now what was empty has 4 tables for this. And it's going to continue the build from this point. Now, depending on how Replit set up the auth, we may need to disable the email sign-in. If we go over here to Authentication and then sign-in providers, and where it says user signups, we're going to look for this confirm email. And just for development, let's turn that off. We could turn it back on for production. We'll save those changes. Now it's running testing right here. And you can let it run through and do a series of testing, but it often has trouble when it's doing auth and sign in. We can watch it do this here. And if it gets stuck, we can help it. Looks like it made it through auth right there. Let's go take a look and see if that shows up. And there's the user that was just created. So now the authentication is working. It would not have been able to check this email address, which is one of the big reasons we turn off that email verification just for development. While this is finishing up, let me show you where those codes are that we just saved. We go here to a new tab and look for secrets, and you'll see that the anon key, service role key, URL, and database URL, which is that custom string that we made with the password, are all right here. We don't have the AI key in here yet. It's not ready for that. Okay, it has summarized what it's built and it tells us what it's set up for a key variable. We're going to copy this and we're going to do a new secret, paste that in, grab this API key that we created, paste that in right there. Then we will add that secret. We have to rerun the application, just stop the app and it will restart for us. There we are. And now we're back. Let's go ahead and create a user that we know the password for. So we're going to tell it sign up. And now we have the account here and we are connected to Supabase. We refresh this table. We'll see that new user is there. We know our connection is valid and working. Let's go ahead and test a few features of this application. At this point, the Supabase connection is done. You could continue building. It's ready to go. If you want to proceed forward, I would recommend testing each piece that it says is built. So we're going to try a few of them before we wrap this video up. Let's go ahead and create a project. create that and let's upload a couple files. I have some demo files here that we're going to upload. Make sure it accepts all 3 files. We're going to test the visualizations here. So I've picked a data source and customer satisfaction. We're doing month and NPS score. Let's create a chart. Here we are. Looks like it's not able to read the month properly. It's got our regions here. Here's another test. Let's do the month on the bottom, and then we will do NPS score and region. Looks like it's not able to read 2 values. Can do 1, which is fine. We could extend this tool further, but the main purpose of this is to show that we have the Supabase connection working. So let's go ahead and take a look. And we have the data files right here. It went ahead and grabbed all the headers, and then it dropped in all the data. We won't render all of that here, but it put it in for us. And we will just tell it to summarize the main findings and see if this AI connection is working as well. Just test that out fast. See if that chat shows up. Here's the chat. There's the content. And let's see what we get back here. Based on analysis, here's what we have. Okay, so we have our chat working. Other than a little bit of work to get all of these connections put together correctly, to visualize the data better and to link the data sets together a little bit easier, we're set up, and that is how you add Supabase with Supabase Auth to a Replit project. The big thing, make sure you don't lose that password as you're setting it up, because you just have to go back in and reset the password. It's not a big deal if you do. Go over here to connect, and down at the bottom, you have this database settings here. You click that and you can reset your password. Again, copy that down so you can use it to create that URL. There we have it. We've created a Replit project, and instead of using the Replit database, we've connected it to Supabase with Supabase Auth. We've gone a little further and used an external API for connecting Anthropic's Claude to this application so it can do AI analysis of data. I hope you find this helpful for your project. If you get stuck, there's a link in the description of this video. You can book a time to chat with me and my team. We're happy to help you with your project and get you unstuck and get you back rolling again.